I am one man that God has shown mercy. And grace. There are many things about my life that I cannot explain, that I don't understand. I will say this to you. At least I will mention 3 or 4 occasions, but it's about 5 times that God has saved me from death. I can't explain why, but I just know that He loves me and He's a good God. I will mention 2 very quickly. A few years ago, our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was still president. One of his aides, the father died, and they said, I must be the speaker. So they brought a helicopter to Warri to take me to Bayelsa. I went to Bayelsa and I was sitting with the NSA, that is former general, retired general, is it Azazi or Aziza? Please help me in the pronunciation. Huh? Is it Azazi? Azazi. He married my sister. Most people don't know. I didn't even know until he told me by himself. So he was sitting next to me, and the governor of Kaduna State was sitting next to him. The only Christian governor that has ever ruled Kaduna State. Kaduna State has so many Christians. The whole of southern Kaduna are Christians. The only Christian governor was sitting next to him, and we were talking. And then they called me. I stepped forward. I preached. Immediately I finished preaching, I told those who were in charge that I had to leave, that I was going to Warri immediately. They must bring me back with the helicopter. And they pointed to a helicopter and said, this is the helicopter. Something in my spirit revolted. I said, no, I will not enter this one. Find another one. And they kept insisting, this is the helicopter assigned to you. I said, only God can assign anything to me. I will not enter this one. The battle, I refused. So they had to find another helicopter to bring me. We landed at the Olu playground very close by here. Immediately the helicopter landed, on my phone, the phone was ringing off the hook. Everybody was asking, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I said, I'm in Warri. Where else do you expect me to be? Now, Warri are they now? So, I said, are they Warri now? I said, wow, now they asked me like this. They said, Azazi and the former governor of Kaduna State, that immediately I left, they also said they wanted to leave. And They put them in that very helicopter that they had been begging me to enter, that I refused to enter. They put 2 of them inside the helicopter. The helicopter went up and landed back and just broke into pieces, and fire started burning. That is how those 2 incredible men that I will never forget in my life died on the spot. They lost their lives. I'm sure most of you know the story. They died. I would have been the one that would have died, but I didn't die. Somehow, this small Ayo is still there. Don't be smart, you know. Now, this latest one, like I said, 5 times, 5 different things. I died in a swimming pool. But we don't have time. Now, we were going to the burial of my very good friend, to the late Okwai. And we myself and Dr. Omobude decided to be there that particular day. The plane we took from Warri to Lagos, just like you mentioned, I prayed before I left the house. A strange prayer. I don't know why I was praying like that. I was saying, anything or any person that wants to take my life today will not be able to take my life. I kept repeating. I was pacing the floor. Pacing the floor. Remember, that's how I shared it with you. I was pacing the floor, repeating the words. Repeating the words. I almost missed my flight. Finally, I stopped. They took me to the airport. We boarded to go to Lagos. Almost getting to Lagos, a young man about 27 dashed from the back to, I was sitting in business class. I was the only one on the front row. He rushed to where I was sitting. Nobody else was sitting next to me. And he said, I must sit here. I said, why? He said, I like this one there. This is where I will sit. Are you not a pastor? I said, yes. He said, I'm going to sit here. So, Pastor Bayo was behind me. Pastor Laju, Bishop Laju was also behind me. So, the 2 of them, and Bayo that's Bayo there. He has weight. So, the 2 of them got up and grabbed him. And the struggle started. The air hostess came and asked him, show me your boarding pass. He showed the boarding pass. The boarding pass showed that his seat was the last seat. So the lady said, but what are you doing here? What do you want here now? He said, I like here. It is here I will sit. So the lady said, you will not like here. You will go to the back. So the pilot now announced and said, if there are strong people, they should bundle him and carry him to the back and sit on him. So I think that's what happened that day. So they carried him, took him to the back, and I think some people sat on him. So in Lagos, they told the pilot to come quickly, that security men were waiting. So as soon as he landed, the security men came in. I think did they handcuff him or something? I don't know what happened. They took him out. As he was leaving, I was told he said, I will blow up this plane. Then he passed me. He looked at me. He said, I will see you when we come down. So they took him down. I went to the security people. And I was begging that they shouldn't beat him. I pleaded with them. I said, it's a young man. Please, don't beat him. I finished. We went to where we were supposed to take a private plane to Uyo. Myself, Dr. Omobude, Bayo, Bishop Laju, and one Collins Edema, who is a member of this church. I think that's the number. We were all together. We boarded the plane. 10 minutes after the plane took off. See, I told you the first incident to show you that it was a signal of what was coming. So we took off just about 10 minutes in the air. I couldn't breathe anymore. I was struggling for breath. I was just struggling. Just something like that. Dr. Omobude was sitting next to me this way. I did not know he was struggling too. He was panting. I didn't know. Bayo was doing the same. Collins was doing the same. Bishop Laju was doing the same. They were all pretending to me so that I will not know. I was pretending to them so they will not know. So we were all pretending to each other. And we were all looking for oxygen to breathe. Instead, we were breathing in carbon dioxide and breathing out carbon dioxide. It was bad. Suddenly, we heard a popping sound. Boom. Fortunately, by this time, the pilot had reversed, turned around, back to Lagos. He landed quickly, and they opened the door for fresh air to come in. So the pilot, no, that's not the real thing. Then the pilot came and said to me, did you hear the popping sound? I said, yes. He said, usually after that popping sound, there ought to be an explosion. That the plane ought to have exploded. He does not know why it didn't explode. So, when I got home, we chartered another plane, went to you and came back that night. I told Bayo to Google it and check what this pilot was saying, whether it is true or false. And he Googled it and he came to show me, and it said plainly that once you hear that popping sound, the next thing was an explosion. And the pilot said, I don't know why there was no explosion. He said, I cannot explain it. We are on ground. This is strange. And all he said was, we thank God. I don't know what happened here, but nobody in this plane ought to be alive. We ought to all be dead by now. He said because the pressure was too much. So that is how we survived that plane that day. Instead of explosion, I did for worry. Now maybe this with Jesus. I sit there here. I go sit there here. Your Excellency, I turned 20 a few weeks ago. I turned 20 years old. Some people are even saying they think I'm 19. So it looks like I'm not actually 20. It looks like I'm 19. I still have a long way to go by the grace of God. I had cancer. I survived it. 5 hours surgery. The doctor looked at me and said, I don't understand. I can't understand this. I said, don't try to understand. I did hear. Now God do it. We came back to Warri. I have a program every Thursday at 2. So Bayo sent the doctor in America. I stayed there for almost 5 months. Sent him the link. So he got the link and he saw me preaching. So the next time I went to America and visited him, he said, were you the one preaching? I said, oh yes, I was. He said, I am your doctor. I don't understand. How is it that you are the one I saw preaching now? He said, okay, what title should I call you? Because I don't understand what has happened. I am the doctor, but I still don't understand. So please, from now, is Reverend good enough? I said, okay, you can call me Reverend. So anybody he's talking to about me, even in my presence or absence, you say, please attend to Reverend very, very specially. Because he said, I can't understand. 5 times. But I'm still here. I can't explain it. I don't know how. Make Nigeria fear God. Make Nigeria serve God. Let Nigerians follow God. That is the best way to go. I must think well of you. You think well of me. I must plan for your good. And you must plan for my good. Let us consider each other and see how we can make this country a great country. I believe I have survived 5 times because God still has an assignment for me. That is why I'm here. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, and all the dignitaries, everybody here. Ayodele Joseph, Origoye, Jumbo. All these are the name they give me. Yeah, God, you don't know say I be Jumbo. I be Jumbo. Jumbo. When my head they hot that time, now Jumbo that they call me. Nothing, I don't smoke. I'm still here. I nearly crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm still here. How do you explain incredible things like this? That was why when Archbishop Godwell came, visited me, I shared this with him. I told him, I said, we did Thanksgiving for 2 Sundays. He said, that is your own. We want to come and do our own. So I said, I beg now. He said, Nalayo, we go do our own. So I answer, I say, it's all right. Since you say you go do, I go let you do. That is how we are all here today. By the grace of God. I want to ask that, don't mind, I will give you title today. Bishop Zili Agri, all the way from Port Harcourt, come and say something for a few minutes. Bring a word, say something. Let God use you just for a few minutes, very briefly. And then after that, His Excellency will come and talk, and then we will dance the dance. Now today you go know as I be. So now, Zili Agri is my son. I love him. He's an incredible man of God. We are glad you are here. I can't tell your story. The last time I called you, I know where you were. But you survived. Here you are. We are standing here. We are looking at each other. So we want to hear from you briefly. Talk to God's people. His Excellency, and the rest that are here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again, Bishop Zili Agri. Clap your hands. Welcome him as he comes to speak the word.
Please.
Okay. I was told, just